That's okay. I've been called a lot worse. I think everyone around here has probably been called a lot worse. Barry, wow, it's really hard to even really start to even begin about our friendship. And it's been, 26 or 27 years that I've known Barry. And we were passionate, both of us, about guns, hunting, fishing, and that's why we got along so well. And especially we started talking about handguns, we compared about what guns, and we'd go to a gun show, and he said, you buy this one and I'll buy that one. I said, well, wait a minute, Barry. I said, we're going to have to get that by the wives, I said, he said, because it's going to be another handgun. But Barry was a really good friend of mine, and we shared a lot. Some of the special moments that I want to share about Barry is that it's like Brother Bacon said, he was a good person, kind-hearted, giving person. And when I say a giving person, he was always wanted to give of himself, and then he was always. Here's the other thing. He was always trying to give me something. And he says, I've got an next one of these. You want that? I said, no, Barry, I don't need that. He's always, if I collected everything that Barry wanted to give me, it would just be incredible. I'd have to have a storage room for it. But this hat that I'm wearing actually belonged to Barry. He gave it to me about, I don't really remember. It was Cassie's last softball game in Waco, Texas. And Barry had his truck backed up to the fence. And like Brother Bacon was saying about his camera, he always had that camera. And he had that tripod on the back of that truck. And he had that truck backed up all the way to the fence. And he had his tripod out there. We were filming the softball game that Cassie was playing. And for some reason, he tried his hat on. He says, this hat doesn't fit me. I don't want it. He said, Joe, you want this hat? I said, well, no, Barry. I said, that's your hat. I said, Barry. He said, no, I'm never going to wear it again. I said, well, then I'll take it. So I put the hat on, and I'm leaning up on the softball fence in outfield. And the wind's blowing like it is today. And a hat blew off right into the field. The umpire had to stop the game to retrieve my hat. That was one of the funny moments. But I will always cherish this hat. I don't usually wear a hat, but today I'm wearing a hat for Barry. This place here, where we're at, every time Barry and I came together for some kind of venue here, we've been here for several venues, we always look at that water out there, and even though there's a venue going on, we're always talking about how the quality of fish are going to be in there, And he says, all right, tomorrow, are you off tomorrow, or whatever. And we have fished, he and I have fished here on a lot of occasions and caught lots of fish. I don't have any pictures. So they could be called fish stories, but in reality, we have caught a lot of fish here. I'm going to really miss Barry. One other story that I want to share that's come to my mind right now is that one of the best fishing stories is that Barry and I were in Branson, around Branson, and we were at Table Rock Lake, and Barry didn't take his boat, and we were going to rent a boat. And after that, he said, well, if we rent a boat, then we're going to have to find the fish ourselves. I said, that's going to be a little work. He said, how about we just hire a guide, an all-day guide, and we'll fish all day. That was the best idea he had, because the guide put us on a lot of fish. And the scenery at Table Rock Lake, during October, November, and we caught fish all day long. It was a fantastic trip. Never forget that trip, So I'm going to turn this mic over to someone else, but I did want to share that Barry had an impact on my life, and we didn't always see eye to eye on a lot of different things, and I'm sure everybody could say that, I don't see eye to eye with things about my wife, so I may have to find another place to live after the day, but that's just being, that's the way friends are. But we always, even if we had differences of opinions about something, it never, ever affected our friendship, ever. Not one bit, So I wanted to share that with everyone. And Carolyn, wow. Who doesn't love Carolyn, right? And So I'm real sad for Carolyn. You know, my heart is very, very heavy. And the one thing that and the only thing that I have to fall back on is our Lord Jesus Christ. That's the only thing I have. So I'm going to pass this mic on to someone else.